Yo, yo, yo! Back for more Bravery Network Online. Alright, today I have a team. It is all about digital attacks. So, digital spam is what I call it. It is an Erik captain plan team. Erik's captain plan. If Erik tags in and doesn't have at least 5 charge, gain enough charge to fill your first battery. So, the game plan for this team is pretty much most of the time start with Erik, get your full battery because he's tagging in on the first turn, and then either, depending on what your opponent leads, either hit with a large attack with like fireworks or set up yourself up with hand cannon, or use scanner. If they have something that resists digital attacks or you think they'll switch in, you can just cripple them automatically with that scanner. Gloam Locket can catch some people by surprise. It also helps Erik survive any attack on the first turn, especially like something like Clint that likes to just hit big and survive a fireworks. Erik can survive the attack, and then if you flourish fireworks, KO Clint in one hit. Max speed, and then the rest into digital attack there. And flashy just for the extra charge when you use fireworks and any other attack. Next up on the team is Lise. Lise is kind of a late game slash surprise cleaner with Alarm Pendant. So this game generates a lot of charge, a lot of digital fireworks users. So I find that having Alarm Pendant can allow Lise with her super mega digital attack here to get some nice, do some good damage and kind of negate her low initiative value with that Alarm Pendant. Things to look out for, you cannot critical hit anymore with Fireworks or Admire, so you're more susceptible to like a parry, but Lise I think is a cool user of Alarm Pendant because her defenses are so above average or pretty good defenses overall. Kind of even if you have to take a hit, you can and hit back again the next turn with a Alarm Pendant +2 priority attack. Alarm Pendant, if you're not aware, when you flourish, so when you spend a battery, your attack gets priority +2, or your move, not even just your attack. So you can even priority heart to heart if you want to, but your move works as if you hadn't flourished it. Alright, next up is a second kind of, I guess, setup sweeper with Fell. Fell is kind of a unique Fell set. It has 0 emotional attacks, Escape Whip, Fireworks, and Burn Bright. So the idea is with a battery, you can flourish Burn Bright and boost your digital attack and your speed super high. With Centered, you don't get your defenses lowered, which can come in handy sometimes. I mean, Fell does not have the greatest defenses, but it's primarily used to boost the speed, which means you can focus all of your focus into digital attack. Actually 10 initiative after the +2 from Burn Bright. The +2, even just the +2, actually lets you outspeed another opposing Fell that has a 1 speed boost and 210 max initiative investment. So pretty much can outspeed anything relevant after that Burn Bright, especially if you flourish it. Escape Whip lets you just deal some damage and go into your Jane. I've found that I don't need, at least on this team, you don't really need the emotional damage to hit something like Jane because you can just power through her with Fireworks or get out of there with Escape Whip. With Centered, you cannot feel feelings, your stats cannot be lowered. That means Fell is a great switch in against opposing Molly. Molly can't really do anything against this Fell build, and you're just free to set up with Burn Bright interface. Alright, next up is Jane. It's pretty, I guess, standard Jane build, at least for me. Max into digital defense just to give the team a little bit more defense there, and then the rest into physical defense. Hand cannon, bypass claws, pop-ups. With Thorn Pendant, Jane is the primary Physical wall for the team, just because everything else is really weak to physical damage. Jane also has access to pop-ups to help break gloam lockets. You could consider something like Scanner here, just to help cripple something else, but I find that most fighters that switch into Jane don't typically care about their digital defense too much. And having a pop-ups on the field is a lot more powerful. Last up is Zale. Honestly, this is probably one of the weaker fighters on the team, but I really liked the Eerie Disruption Wave Lullaby ability to trap my opponent and just kind of set up kills and give myself situations where something else can come in and either set up or get a forfeit on the opponent team. Max emotional defense just to make Zale a little more bulky, and then the rest into digital defense. So more of a support Zale, I'd say, with Peck and Eerie. Disruption Wave gives me a little bit of pop-ups clear, though be careful not to, I guess, be aware that it will also get pop-ups, remove pop-ups from your side of the field, unless you flourish it. Which isn't actually too hard to do with that Erik captain. Again, this team generates a lot of battery, a lot of energy, so you're kind of are able to put yourself in situations where you can flourish disruption wave if you need to. Candy Pearls gives a little bit more longevity to Zale and kind of lets him support the team a little bit more. So that's the team. Like I said, start with Erik, either cripple something or get off a big hit, and then the rest is just setting up either Lise or Fel to sweep the game, overwhelm your opponent with digital attacks. So let's go see if we can find a battle. Alright, let's hop into a game. See who we're up against. Man, this team is very aggressive. It's pretty fun to play. Pretty much a set lead with Erik. Kind of makes it not brain dead, but like pretty easy to start out with at least. I wouldn't say it's easy to play. There's a lot of kind of risky reads you need to do. But I'll be back when I find a match. Alright, up against Minimal. Minimal's Pema team. Alright, so Pema raises initiative every turn. Usually they want a way to get excited. Lise can do that, I believe. Do I have a way to stop that? Not really. Other than my own Lise, of course. I guess my game plan here is just to go in hard with Erik. I'm okay with them getting fast because I have Alarm Pendant Lise in the background. They are unimpressed. Impressed, ignore your foe's raised stats. So, I think that I don't need to flourish Scanner. I can just Scanner right away. I'm not threatened by anything they're going to do. Lise is their only digital defender on their team, so Mentor. Okay, Mentor fell. So they're going kind of all in on Fel, it seems. That means I really need to save Alarm Pendant Lise for the back. It also means my fireworks here is very free. Alright, Flashy. Just a ton of battery up front. That's really the power of Gloam Locket Erik. Just immediately threatens either a scanner or straight up damage with fireworks or hand cannon. Glint comes in, breaks Heavy Locket, so Heavy Locket Riding Crop seems likely. I have a free Flourish Fireworks here. because of my Gloam Locket. Not too scared of anything it's gonna do. Okay, minimal baits my flourish here, but that's fine. I'm flashy. I have a whole nother battery. Oh, memory locket. That's cool. Very cool. Also very bad for me. So flourish hand cannon is not the right play here. Let's see. I mean, they're pretty much stuck sacrificing for on here, so I'm just gonna get my kill. Flashy does not do anything because I'm sad. Sad preventing all the battery charge I would normally get. So minimal kind of sacrificing for on there to get memory locket onto my Erik and make him sad. I don't see heavy locket. Could still be resolute. They most likely have some sort of digital investment here. But I also really like the idea of flourishing a fireworks just in case. I think what they're trying to do is just break my Gloam Locket. They realize they don't need the initiative boost on their fill. But then again, I also have Jane, so I'm gonna preserve my Gloam Locket. Eat a potential Flicker Glove. Yep. Some Thorn Pin. So we know they're not resolute. Right? No, we know they're resolute because they didn't have a feeling before. Okay. I like the idea of just getting a pop-ups here. That's fine. Do your damage. What this does is break a potential Gloam Locket on Fel. They have a battery now. I'm just gonna go for what's the right play here? My Zale actually comes in pretty easily on whatever they want to do. They go to Clint, take pop-ups damage, get their boost. They could Riding Crop. Menipul could just throw out a Riding Crop. KO my Zale pretty easily here. Am I okay with that? Kind of. If they have Unbutton and use it here, I will definitely survive. Because I might be worried about my Jane switching in. I really think just a Lullaby here would be wasted because they're already tired. Maybe a Disruption Wave. I know it gets rid of my own pop-ups, but yeah, okay. I really didn't have a safe switch in if they have Unbutton. They take Tired. They are very fast. I have Gloam Locket though. So Clint most likely has priority. Pema definitely has priority. So my Gloam Locket here is not super useful. I think maybe just getting Erik in again and threatening immediately with the fireworks is pretty powerful. They know I have, it's obvious I have Gloam Locket. Hand Cannon is my strongest attack. Just gonna go for it. I don't need to flourish, assuming there's no investment in digital defense here. Okay, they go for the escape whip to break my Gloam Locket. Very cool. Clint is still healthy. Pema takes pop-ups, takes my hand cannon very easily. Starts to take hungry damage. Alright. They have a Flicker Glove that's very free. My Jane switch in is super obvious. I'm actually kind of tempted to hand cannon here, predicting them to read my switch. The reason I would do that is I don't think that Erik, because he's sad, has a ton of value here. So even if I throw him away to a Flicker Glove, it gives me a safe switch in. It also kind of secures the win if they decide to switch. Okay, looks like they're not going to switch. They just go for Flourish pop-ups. Alright. So that definitely punishes all my switches now. Fel doesn't have Gloam Locket anymore. I don't really have a way to get rid of pop-ups anymore now that Zale's down. The Flicker Glove is pretty easy for them now. When Jane comes in, she takes 30 from pop-ups, plus the 3. So Erik can't switch in again, and he's sad, so I might as well just throw him away here. Not eat the extra damage. I don't think I need to save him for a sack later. Pema getting pretty speedy. Jane, fairly safe switch in here. Flicker Glove, not actually that threatening from Pema against my Fel, but I cannot really threaten after that. I really want to save Lise for their Fel, so Jane is, I think, my best switch in here. Take 30 from the pop-ups. Just gonna go for the hand cannon here. Take the free damage on either the switch in or just against this Pema. Pema proving to be pretty resolute. Okay, that's fine. That means you don't have any more firewalls. And I am free to just throw out some hand cannons. Just build up some charge here. Minimal deciding that doesn't need Pema anymore. Pretty sure I win this exchange. Especially if I throw off a bypass clause here. I could even flourish it and get healing. Kind of like that play actually. Because after my next hand cannon I'll still have a full battery. Just ensure that I win this exchange. Kind of throws away a battery, but I'm okay with that. Because I'll still have one in reserve. Fel is basically not useless, but a little bit weak here, unless Minimal's Fel is underspeeded just like mine. Okay, so Minimal most likely going to bring in Fel here. Be surprised if Fel does not have Unbutton. There's also the possibility that their Clint is monophysical. Um, on their team, Lise is a potential admire. I'm trying to think of who else might have emotional attacks that would kind of enable Minimal to have all physical Clint. We know he has Escape Whip, Riding Crop. I don't believe he's revealed that last attack. Okay, brings in Clint. I mean, this is probably unbutton. Okay, so if Jane goes down here, Clint is easily faster, which means that Fell is not great switching after that. Lise can't get the knockout either. I do have potential parry, but that would throw away my ability to have Alarm Pendant. Riding Crop. Let's see. I also know Clint can't kill Lise, so maybe it is okay to parry here. But our possibility is just to let Fell go down. I think it's better to hand cannon. Okay, it is all physical Clint, so kind of a risky play, but this is okay. It means that Clint doesn't really have a way to break through Jane. Riding Crop's not going to do anything. I'm free to just hand cannon. Alright, hand cannon nothing. Fell is in. It's going to take 10 from pop-ups, breaking potential Gloam Locket. I mean, what's Fell going to do here? I easily come in. I need to preserve my battery. There's no point in doing anything except hand cannon here. Yep, unbutton. Kind of curious what kind of investment. 180. If I run a calc on that, Fell at 180. 144. We actually the same speed Fell. That's kind of funny. I'm gonna flourish hand cannon. Flourish fireworks for. They could parry here. Definitely a possibility. Maybe one that I should have read through. Because if they parry, I will not break through with a flourish. But they also have to expect my potential sack of Fell here to break the battery, or kind of bait their battery. So I'm just going to go with the obvious play and see what Minimal wants to do. This kind of comes down to this last play. Very cool team for Minimal. Both of our teams pretty aggressive. Especially this all physical Clint. I like the Heavy Locket plus Broad Snacks. You can just come in, get some damage off, and then switch out, heal back up. Very cool idea. Okay, that's game. Good game, Minimal. Alright, let's find another match. Alright, up against Minimal again. Minimal's Pema team. Alright, so last time Fell was definitely somewhat of a threat. Honestly, their Pema put in a lot of work against me. I'm just going to lead Erik again. They go for Clint. Break their Heavy Locket right away. I I imagine they would go for a quick U-turn. But would their Clint be fast? That I'm not sure about. I think it might be worth 2 fireworks here. Okay, they must be designed exactly to live that. But they take the damage from tired. So I'm okay with that trade. Clint is kind of huge damage dealer for them. It means Fel can easily set up on me right now. And what can I really do about it? Not a ton. They have a pretty free riding crop. I don't really want to burn Lise right away. I'm actually tempted to sack Erik here, but I don't think that's the right move. So they are going to get the speed boost on this coming turn. So even if I sack the Gloam Locket on Fel, they'll be faster. Not a great trade for me. Fireworks from them is decent. I think I might just go for the Zale. I don't know. I do like... Zale doesn't do a ton this game other than help against Lise. I think I'm gonna go Fel here and just kind of sacrifice. That's fine. So they'll get the charge, they'll break my Gloam Locket, get the speed boost. They're definitely faster now. I might as well just fireworks in case Minimal just throws by switching here. I think the obvious play is just to fireworks again for them. Should be faster. Yep. That's fine. I didn't really plan to outspeed Fel this game. So having Lise here to throw off a fireworks, not bad. Alright, so they could switch out here. They could break their own Gloam Locket, but I think it's too early for them to do that, so I really predict Minimal to switch out here. Maybe into their own Lise. Actually into Alarm Pendant Ferron would be kind of bad for me. Okay, yeah, Lise comes in. Unimpressed Lise. Get the Hungry. I am okay with trading my Lise here. Like, they could mentor. No, actually, I think Zale coming in here. I'm gonna keep Lisa healthy. Good amount of health because I think she can still live a hit from Riding Crop Fel. Actually, I should probably check that. So in the background, I'm going to use my calculator here. Lise Fel with +1. Fury Pendant Lise now, okay. So there's a ton of damage with fireworks. That actually would have killed my Lise, so I'm glad I switched out there. They're not faster. I think actually a Disruption Wave might be okay. Because I don't want them to get extra battery from a fireworks. Ferron can come in, that's fine. I was already going to become sad anyway. how they are locked in with me. Cool. It does mean, however, they don't get the hungry. It's okay. Let's see. Lullaby here seems decent. They're kind of forced to attack here. I don't know what else they might do. Yeah. Okay, they take the 40 from the tired. They are denied battery. There's no way they can outspeed me. I can come in and hand cannon here, or just straight up fireworks. I like fireworks for the extra battery here. Alright, Minimal has a free switch into Fell. Pretty likely. Okay, Pema. Flicker Glove, pretty easy for them. I have Jane. Jane is kind of my go-to. Pema switch in. Even though it's a Resolute Pema, pretty confident I can out damage her. I know I might go for some pop-ups here. Though I don't know if that would be the good play or not. Okay, they go for Lise. Expecting my Jane switch in. They're gonna take that hungry damage. I need to save Jane for Pema. I need to save Lise for Fell. So I think sacking Erik here is perfectly acceptable. They get the fireworks, that will give them a battery, I believe. Okay, so it really comes down here to playing around Gloam Locket on Fell. Oh, they don't have a battery. That is really good for me. So I think I have to bring in Lise here, because if they bring Fell in and I have Jane, then my Lise takes a free hit for nothing. It's fine. It means they cannot pop-ups here. What I could do is flourish. I really expect them to either firewall or use a physical move. Either way, Jane is good here. Yep. Alright, they have a full battery. Going for pop-ups on their end would be pretty good. Just one layer of pop-ups is fine here for me. All I really need to do is break the Gloam Locket on Fell. Not too worried about the extra damage. And I am free to flourish hand cannon here, boost up my digital attack, making me a lot more threatening against Pema, I'd say. I guess really all it does is negate the damage or defense boost they get from both firewalls. Okay, they bring in Fell. Interesting play, honestly, because if I hadn't of flourished, that Fell would have gone down there. Maybe they were expecting me to bypass claws. interesting here because if I parry and they flourish, Jane goes down. Let's see, they don't have +1 attack, so I really don't think they're too much threat against my Lise. It's basically a 2-hit KO. Yeah, my Lise is a pretty safe switch in here. There's no way they can hit me in one shot. If they flourish expecting me to potentially parry, then it burns their battery and I can revenge kill with my alarm pendant. And I really need to save Jane for Pema. So what can Minimal do here? Minimal can predict my switch and go for a riding crop, big riding crop damage. What if they save their battery, then they have a potential parry against me. Very risky because I cannot break through that with my alarm pendant. So it looks like they choose to stay in and just go for a regular riding crop. Okay, this is the play. So a flourish fireworks from them goes through my parry. Though I think they either have to switch or parry here. I'm assuming that Minimal knows I have alarm pendant based on our last game. If Minimal switches and I flourish fireworks, I get a lot of that battery back. If they parry and I flourish fireworks, Lise goes down and all I have is Jane. I think my best play is to switch in Jane. If they riding crop again, Fel goes down. If they flourish fireworks, then they burn their battery, and I think that I'm still in a good position. But I think, okay, nice move. Nice move, Minimal. That was kind of that was a good read, because if you just use straight and button, oh, so they parry and buttoned. Okay. Then maybe I can turn this one around. Honestly not sure because I just took that big pop-ups damage. I'm forced to flourish fireworks here. I bring in Pema. Takes nothing from that attack. Let's see. I don't think there's a chance for me to survive. Maybe I can survive a Flicker Glove here, but I'm just gonna heart to heart, see if I live. This one's gonna be tough. So really well played by Minimal, kind of pigeoning me into that last move. Oh, and Firewall actually secures the knockout easy, so good game, Minimal. Alright, let's see if I can get one more with this team. Maybe up against a different player or a different team. Just to kind of show how versatile the team can be. Alright, up against Minimal. Minimal's Lise team. Okay, Lise, not a great matchup for me because Lise is going to be stopping my battery generation. Either way, I'm going to start off with the full battery with Erik. Odette comes straight in. I really like a scanner here. because if they stay in, they have lowered digital defense. If they bring in some like Zale, Zale gets crippled. They have Bomb Locket though, which is not pretty much a direct counter. Okay, Bomb Locket. Not a great start for me, that's for sure. Riding Crop. And I'm out of scanners, so yeah, not a great turn one for me. Jane feels okay here. Because I scanner, I know they have Pester Bomb, Raspberry, Riding Crop. Riding Crop. I'm okay with Jane getting Pester Bombed here, so I'm gonna bring Jane in. I know it's a safe switch in. Give Odette some chip damage with Thorn Pendant. Definitely expect Jane to switch out here or use Pester Bomb. Zale or Lise is pretty good against Jane here. I guess the real what I'm asking myself is, do I want to get chip damage with Bypass Claws against Lise, because I really expect Lise to come in, or do I read the switch and bring in something like my own Zale? I kind of like the Zale play. It means I can lullaby their own Zale or Peck. I get Pester Bombed. That makes me sad. So Minimo has another free Riding Crop, or they could read my switch. Either way, I really don't want to lose Zale to Riding Crop here. I'd rather get that chip damage. I'm wondering, Minimal, as far as pop-ups clear, they could have Tidy, they could have Disruption Wave. Both are pretty good. I'm just gonna get the Bypass Claws. Damage against Odette here. And we'll just Spreading Sadness onto half my team. Okay. And then a Hand Cannon just to kind of hit whatever comes in, I think is decent. Don't know if Minimal would save Odette here. Choose to bring in Ferran. I get a decent hit on Ferran. I'm pretty sure that Ferran has a emotional attack. Lise isn't bad here. I'm okay eating some like a Topple Hammer. Okay. So Fireworks feels pretty free here. Just get some extra battery. Goes for Firm Handshake. I'm locked in, I'm sad, I'm dizzy. Takes big damage from Fireworks. Gets some back with Candy Pearls. And Minimal now has a Flourish Firm Handshake here to break a battery. Though I can Flourish Fireworks, moves at -1 priority. So Alarm Pendant gives me +2. Dizzy gives me -1, so I still have +1 priority. I can kill Ferran here with my Flourish Fireworks, and they will not be able to break my battery with Firm Handshake because I'll go first. I have to Fireworks because Admire does not secure the knockout, so let's go for it. I'd rather burn my battery than lose my battery. for good. Alright, Zell comes in. I honestly don't have a great play here because I'm trapped and I'm dizzy. I don't expect them to do a ton of damage up front, so just admire for some good damage seems pretty powerful here. Unless they flourish Deep Breath. Okay, so they're going to get a bunch of boosts, and I'm going to do not much damage in return and boost them even more. Minimal is just scary setup. Okay. Let's see, still locked. Oh, 330. Okay, so Lise is pretty much guaranteed dead here. Unless I switch out, which might actually be worth it. I think I'm going to sack Erik for the battery. And Erik goes down to fireworks. Fury Pendant. Okay. So back with another battery. I have a Fell with a Gloam Locket here. Pretty tempted to set up here because it doesn't have a great counter. I'm gonna kind of go all in here, not go all in, but set myself up for a Fell Sweep later. Flourish Burn Bright. Though if they Lullaby or Deep Breath, I'll become sad. I don't think they would Deep Breath here, so I'm gonna Flourish Burn Bright. When deck comes in, I get to Burn Bright. Keep my Gloam Locket, which is very good. Looks like they were pretty much deciding to sacrifice Odette there. Rust Spray has priority, so I don't want to get Rust Sprayed here. Which, I mean, Rust Spray is very likely to come out. I think what I'm going to do is bring out Zale. Eat the Rust Spray. Yep. And then come in with Jane. Uh-oh. Looks like the game dropped. Oh no. Dang, that was a really good one. Alright. Kind of frustrating that the game dropped, but I think I'm going to keep that in the video. Just because I want to show off the team against something other than Pema Captain. It also will kind of give you guys an opportunity to comment on this video and let me know how you think it would have played out. Would Minimal have won? Could I have won? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.